Feel the magic under Keely's light. Hook in hand, we're gonna start today. Hook in love will show the way.
This is this week's stitch of the week, the even berry stitch. It's a lovely texture. It's a simple 2-row repeat. So once you've got your placement right and you understand the stitch that you're doing, it's easy to just keep following along. It produces a lovely texture, and I hope you really enjoy making this. So please like and follow and subscribe on the channel, and you'll get a stitch every week. So I'm using a double knit, and I'm using a 5mm hook on this. You can use a smaller hook. I find that it becomes quite tight, so I prefer the 5mm, but see how it is for you. You will also need a needle and some scissors to be able to finish and tidy up afterwards. I hope you enjoyed this stitch, and I would love it if you would like to show that you've enjoyed it, and perhaps share it with somebody who you think would enjoy learning a new stitch, as well as maybe leaving a comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. So we're going to start off by making a slip knot. However you make a slip knot is fine, and then we are going to, so there we go, made our slip knot, and then we're going to start to make our chains. So for this pattern, it calls for an even number of chains. So you're going to chain until it's the size that you want your project to be. So just pull your yarn through and make your chains. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to do 12. Okay. So for our first row, all we're going to do is single crochet across. So I'm going to turn, miss the first stitch, and then I'm going to go through the loop, grab the yarn and pull it through. I'll have 2 loops on my hook, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops. So this is a US single crochet and a UK double crochet. So same stitch, just different terminology. We're going to work that all the way along. And this is just our foundation row. Working all the way to the end. Now I should have 11 at the end. And there we go. So that's my foundation row done, all with single crochets. So we're going to start the pattern now for the even berry stitch. We're going to turn our work, and into the first stitch, so this one here, we're just going to make a slip stitch. So a slip stitch in the first one. Then you're going to yarn over, and you're going to put your hook through the next stitch, and you're going to draw up a loop. Okay, so you've got 3 loops on the hook. You're going to then draw up another, yarn over and draw through, but just through the first loop. So you've still got 3 loops on the hook. Then you're going to yarn over again, go back into the same stitch and draw a loop up. And at this point now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on the hook, and you are going to yarn over and pull through all 5. Now can you see that I've kept some height on this, because it'll make it very difficult otherwise to pull through like that. Then next stitch, I'm going to slip stitch in, and we have now made our first bead berry stitch, which sits towards the back of the work, which is the front of the work, because we're working on the back side now. So we've slip stitch. In the next stitch we're going to make another berry stitch, so let's just do that together. So we're going to yarn over, going to go into the next stitch and draw our loop through, 3 on the hook, yarn over and pull through 1 loop, 3 on the hook still, yarn over into the stitch again, draw a loop through, we've got 5 on the hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 5, and again slip stitch into the next stitch. So let's do that once more. So we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, draw a loop through, we've got 3 on our hook, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over back into the stitch and draw a loop through, we've got 5 on our hook again, yarn over, pull through all 5, and that's our next berry stitch made. So again, after that we're going to slip stitch, and we will repeat this all the way along, and we should finish on a slip stitch. Well, we will finish on a slip stitch. If we don't, I've done something wrong. There we go, that's our last stitch, so that's a slip stitch. Okay, let me show you what that looks like from the front now. So I'll turn it back the right way around, and we have all these little berries. Okay, now, so that was our second row, and our second and third row make our repeats. So our next row is part of our repeat, the first one isn't. So for this one we're going to chain 1, turn, and where the slip stitch was we are going to make a single crochet. Okay, now the next stitch is the berry stitch. Now can you see, you're probably having to turn the work because the actual loop sort of sits behind a little bit, so just make sure you're getting into that loop. And this one now requires a slip stitch, so we're not going to be single crocheting in the berry stitches, we are going to be slip stitching in the berry slip stitches and then a single crocheting in the slip stitches. So the next one's a single crochet, and then we are going to slip stitch. If you need to turn your work to see it, then feel free to do so. And then the next one is a single crochet, and then a slip stitch and a single crochet and a slip stitch, single crochet, and then we've got a slip stitch into the top of the berry, and then so you can see that's quite a small, that is our slip stitch from the previous round, and that's going to have a single crochet in it. So this is where we're up to for now. We're going to repeat now row 2s and 3 all the way along, and you would make that then as big as you wanted to, as for the project that you're making. So I will do another few rounds, and then we'll be able to see then why it's called the even berry stitch. So I've just done row 3, I'm going to go back to doing row 2, so I'm not going to chain, I'm turning and I'm putting a slip stitch in, aren't I, into that first single crochet. And then I'm making a berry into the slip stitch. So you can see this is a smaller stitch. So berry stitch is just as we did it on the last round. Well, last. And then a slip stitch. I'm going to continue that all the way along, and I shall come back when I've got a few rows down. And here we are, we have a finished sample, and I have done 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of the even berry stitch, and you can see why now it's hopefully why it's called even. And that's because each of them sit on top of each other, which isn't always the case when you're trying to do some sort of bobble type pattern. I think the texture's lovely, and it's not too bobbly, if that makes sense. It's a lovely even texture, and you are working on single crochet first row, and then you're doing your even berry stitch with a slip stitch in between on your second row, and then on your third row you're doing single crochets and slip stitches, and then you're repeating that, so 2 3 2 3 2 3 2 3, and you do that until it's the size that you want it to be. And it really is as simple as that. Obviously finish it off how you want to, but that is the even berry stitch. Hope you've enjoyed it.